Breaking: Liberals crack down on social media. BC farm defies total control. In a significant development in Canadian politics, the Liberal government, led by Prime Minister Mark Carney, has intensified its efforts to regulate online content. This move has sparked widespread debate about freedom of expression, governmental overreach, and the role of citizens in resisting perceived authoritarianism. Amidst this backdrop, a British Columbia farm has emerged as a symbol of defiance, challenging the government's stringent measures and igniting a nationwide conversation about the balance between regulation and personal liberty. The Canadian government has recently escalated efforts to address online harms, focusing on combating hate speech, misinformation, and extremist content across digital platforms. Central to these efforts is the Online Harms Act, Bill C-63, which requires social media companies to actively monitor, remove, and report content deemed harmful. Supporters argue these measures are crucial to safeguarding citizens from dangerous, unregulated online activity and ensuring public safety in a digital age. Critics, however, warn that the government's broad approach threatens fundamental freedoms and may overreach into censorship. The vague definitions of harmful content could potentially suppress legitimate debate and silence dissenting opinions. Many fear that, rather than protecting society, these policies risk eroding democratic principles, concentrating power in the hands of the government, and undermining the open discourse that is central to a healthy, free society. At the heart of this controversy is Universal Ostrich Farm in Edgewood, British Columbia. The farm became the focal point of national attention when the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, CFIA, ordered the culling of nearly 400 ostriches due to concerns over avian flu. Despite the government's directive, the farm's owners, supported by animal rights groups and certain political figures, have resisted the cull, arguing that the birds have likely developed herd immunity and that the action is unnecessary. This resistance has not been without consequence. The farm's owners have faced legal battles, public scrutiny, and even threats of violence. Supporters of the farm have rallied online and offline, using social media platforms to organize protests and voice their opposition to the government's actions. In response, authorities have monitored these online activities, citing concerns over public safety and the spread of misinformation. Social media has played a pivotal role in both the government's regulatory efforts and the farm's resistance. Platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Facebook have been utilized to disseminate information, mobilize supporters, and challenge official narratives. The government's scrutiny of online content has led to debates about the limits of free expression and the responsibilities of tech companies in moderating content. For the BC farm, social media has become an essential tool for spreading awareness, rallying supporters, and organizing campaigns against the government's directives. Through platforms like X and Facebook, the farm has been able to communicate its perspective widely. Yet, these same platforms have drawn scrutiny from authorities who argue that some messages could inflame tensions, encourage civil disobedience, or compromise public health efforts, highlighting the delicate balance between freedom and regulation. The public reaction to the Liberal government's social media crackdown has been highly polarized. Some Canadians back these measures, believing that removing harmful or extremist content is necessary to protect vulnerable communities and maintain public order. Others worry that the regulations could evolve into broad censorship, stifling dissenting opinions and curbing open discourse. This debate reflects growing anxieties about the government's role in controlling online information and personal expression. The controversy surrounding Universal Ostrich Farm has further intensified public division. Many see the farm's defiance as a courageous assertion of individual liberties and a challenge to governmental overreach. Conversely, critics argue that ignoring federal directives could threaten public health and undermine the credibility of regulatory agencies. The debate has sparked wider conversations about civil responsibility, personal freedom, and the proper limits of government intervention in citizens' lives. The unfolding events have significant political ramifications. Prime Minister Mark Carney's administration faces criticism from various quarters, including opposition parties and civil liberties groups, who accuse the government of infringing upon democratic freedoms. The controversy has also attracted international attention, with foreign commentators and organizations weighing in on the debate. The legal proceedings surrounding the ostrich cull have added another layer of complexity to the situation. The Supreme Court of Canada issued a temporary stay on the cull, allowing the farm to continue operations while the case is reviewed. This decision has provided a temporary reprieve for the farm and its supporters, but has not resolved the underlying issues. The conflict between the Canadian government and the BC farm serves as a microcosm of broader societal debates about the role of government in regulating online content and individual behavior. The situation raises questions about the extent to which governments should intervene in personal and private matters and the mechanisms through which citizens can challenge perceived injustices. The events also underscore the power of social media in shaping public discourse and influencing political outcomes. As digital platforms continue to play an increasingly central role in society, the balance between regulation and freedom of expression remains a contentious issue. As the legal proceedings continue and public debate intensifies, the future of both the government's regulatory efforts and the BC farms' resistance remains uncertain. The outcome of this conflict will likely set precedents for how similar situations are handled in the future and could influence public attitudes toward government intervention in online spaces. Citizens, policymakers, and legal experts will need to engage in ongoing dialogue to navigate the complexities of this issue and seek solutions that respect both public safety and individual freedoms. The resolution of this situation may offer valuable lessons for addressing similar challenges in the evolving digital landscape. The clash between the Canadian government's crackdown on social media and the BC farms' defiance underscores a critical juncture in the nation's ongoing struggle to balance security, public health, and individual freedoms. As the situation develops, it serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of vigilance in safeguarding democratic principles and the rights of citizens in an increasingly digital world. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for latest updates.